Hey viewers, if you want your stories, experiences of infidelity, breakup, cheating, to be narrated and get featured to others in our Mr. Cool's Planet community, feel free to submit your stories to the mail given in description. Either way, please don't forget to subscribe if you like the channel. Let's go.
Hello my cool friends. Welcome to our cozy corner of the internet, where we explore the ins and outs of relationships. Whether you're feeling heartbroken, head over heels, or just came to listen some stories, you've come to the right place. We're excited to have you here and can't wait to start the show. Here we go. Story 1. My wife cheating on our 10-year anniversary. My 35M wife 35F and I were married 10 years ago yesterday. She has been working on a big project for the last few months. The last 4 weeks or so she has been putting in extra time, staying late going in early, to finish up by deadline. This is a career maker for her. I work construction. With the rain we have crazy hours trying to make up time that we missed. So I work 12 hours on the days it's nice, sometimes a little longer. If it's raining when I get up I don't go in. Some days we get sent home when it starts, too dangerous. I usually hit the gym for an hour or two. Thursday we started at 6 a.m, mid-morning starts to rain hard. We go home. I go to the gym as usual. I cut the workout short and head downtown to see wife Megan, to give her flowers and make plans for dinner that night if possible. We really haven't seen much of each other this week. I went to bed about 9 p.m. She wasn't home, called earlier me she is working late. Not unusual for past month. I stopped and got some flowers and went into her building about 12:30. Nicole was at the receptionist desk. I told her I got here later than I wanted, could she put the flowers on Megan's desk. She said, I don't think they went to lunch yet, why not drop them off yourself. She buzzed the door to get back to the offices. The place was deserted. I went to her office, the door was closed. I always walk in unless the receptionist tells me she is in a meeting. I walk in, some guy is standing behind her nuzzling her neck, she is reaching back over his head. She is giggling only as she can. Saying, we got to get this done. I am gut punched. I slammed the flowers down, said, happy anniversary, and walked out. I didn't hear what she said, just went past Nicole, said goodbye and left. Made it to elevators and out the building, then my phone started ringing. I bawled my eyes out all the way home. Went into garage, pulled my camping gear out of the rafters and took off. I drove about 2 hours to a state park. I had no idea what to do. I just had to run. I hiked a trail we have been on in the past, about a 3-hour hike. I don't drink much, so I had no booze, I just sat there thinking. Looking back, I am glad I was in a rush. Normally I bring a 45 calories. With me camping, we have black bears, which generally scare off, but get aggressive if hungry or cubs around. The way I was feeling, I might have ate the barrel that night. My phone was blowing up from Megan, so I had turned it off. I left the park to get reception, turned it on to see my good friend called. I called him back. He said Megan called him to check on me, make sure I didn't do anything stupid. We talked a bit, told him I got to think this through, would catch up on Friday. So while I am thinking about this, I go over our marriage from the beginning to see what I missed. We come from completely opposite backgrounds. My grandfather raised me with my mom. He taught me about life. He had a little saying about everything. He told me marriage would be the hardest job he ever had, you had to work on it every day. God, I miss him. We did not have much, heard mom and grandpa having many discussions about bills. They worked hard and my brother and I did not miss out on anything we knew of. Megan was born into money. Not overly rich but very comfortable. Went to a great college, always great clothes, new car, etc. And she is beautiful, 11/10 beautiful. I would joke with her if she coughed about the silver spoon getting stuck in her throat. We met, hit off, started dating. I was dumbfounded how such a woman would ever be with me. We dated quite a while before she told me about her parents and lifestyle. Our friends called us the model couple, because they thought we were so good looking we had to be models. Families were not as kind, afraid of the differences economically would come into play. Her dad and I started to get along, but my mom took some convincing. She graduates, gets her first job, we plan on getting married. We work out between us that we would expose each other to our lives that we live. I took her whitewater rafting, she took me to the symphony, we went ziplining, we went to an art opening, etc. We agreed we had to experience the other's interests. She was really enthused about the more physical things we did. I kinda like the symphony and such. I own 2 tuxes now. I look back and do not see any red flags. Her first 2 jobs she quit because the men all tried to get in her pants. She was paraded out in front for photo ops. Invited to conferences when other newbies were not. At dinner at a conference, a partner tried to get her drunk, then tried to force himself into her room that night. She quit. The next job the same thing, quit again. This 3rd job has women as some of the partners and none of that BS is in her workplace. She seems very happy. We seemed very happy. So now, Friday, I am home. I called her. Asked where she was, back at work. I, being in a smartass mood, said that the marriage is taking second place to her job. She responded, since I would not talk, what was she to do? Fair enough. She will be home in an hour. So I wait. I want to save our marriage. If I am lacking in providing, then I want to fix it. I want to ask why, of course, but I cannot accept a IDK answer. How do I phrase this? What else should I be asking? I know I will get all emotional and forget everything, so over the next few days we will be going over and over this. What she did is wrong, but please no degrading comments, she is still my wife. Thank you in advance. Oh my man. What she is about to do, is what I refer to as damage control. She'll try to minimize the situation, first time it happened, only touching, kissing, nothing else, maybe even try to play it off like it was an unwanted advance. Point is, whatever she tells you is unlikely to be the truth, or at the very least not the whole truth. All that matters is, are you willing to move past this? Can you forgive her? If yes, then work toward that, ask what she plans to do to fix this, and then let her know how you feel. Story 2. Fiancé is cheating on me and I'm about to end our relationship tomorrow. Me 28M and my partner 32F have been together for 8 years and engaged for 10 months, with our wedding planned for this fall. We have always had a loving and supportive relationship, and I view her child from a previous relationship as my own. She was with her old partner for almost a decade and she ended things because he was a serial cheater, so I never would have imagined that she would cheat towards me. We did not get engaged sooner because of financial reasons, and she needed to live with her sister and her kids to support them. Her sister now has the funds to pay her own way so she can leave with her kid. It was hard to imagine getting married while living in different homes, so we agreed to wait. We just put in a bid for a home Friday morning. My fiancé was always a bit on the bigger side for the majority of our relationship, but we worked together to get her to a manageable weight after having a weight loss procedure. After her 55 kilograms weight loss, she decided to get a mommy makeover, subtle breast impacts and a BBL, which I was reluctant about, but I want her to feel comfortable in her body. She completed these procedures and recovery in early 2019, and for the first time in her life, she was getting so much attention from guys. I loved her new confidence in herself and it translated well into our relationship. But over time she began to change. She would go out dancing every single weekend until 4 a.m. and never invited me, which I did not mind the going out part since I was never much a dancer, but it sucked because we both work 9 to 5 MF jobs, so we're both free on weekends. I wanted to join in for this new lifestyle of hers, so I began taking very expensive dance classes, salsa, so that I could be invited. Nope, she still didn't feel comfortable even though the friends she went with knew me as well. I did not push the matter but said that she needs to find days for me too, and she did. She invited me out to dance sometimes but never with her usual group, and we did other weekend things. All appeared to be better after I communicated my needs, or so I thought. Last April, she said that she was going to a concert for an artist that she likes at a local club and was going with some friends. I did not care since I did not know this artist, so I did not expect an invitation because the tickets were expensive. I went to sleep around 1 a.m. and text her goodnight like I usually do, and she responds saying that they're heading home as well. At some point around 3 a.m., a friend calls and then texts me asking if me and her were still together. I asked him why, and he said because he's friends with her sister on Snapchat and saw a video with my fiancé grinding up on a guy while he has one hand on her ass and the other down her shirt gripping her breast. Then a video afterwards that appeared to show them going in for a kiss, but the video panned away. He recorded proof of this and sent it to me. I watched it and was shattered. I expected her to dance with men in clubs, but not like that. I waited until the morning to confront her, but she denied it. By 7 a.m. both videos were deleted from her sister's page and she blocked my friend who recorded the vids. She then stated that he was a gay friend of hers that went out also, and after she wore me down I began to believe her. She said they were both drunk and he gets a bit aggressive but he's gay. I was still pissed, but forgave her. I told her never to do that again. She said that she was not that close with him and won't see him again. My dumbass proposed a month later at a family dinner. Fast forward to 2 days ago. A different friend of mine texted me asking if we broke it off, and I asked why. He said that he saw her cuddled with a guy getting dinner at a pool hall and snapped a pic to verify if it was her. Yep, and the dude that she was with was that gay friend that she claimed to barely know from last April. I then got curious, so I stupidly created a fake Snapchat with a different name so that I could subscribe to her sister's Snapchat. And from there I saw these old spotlight snaps that had him in it at various points over the last 3 years. She lied to me. She tagged him in a post, so I looked up his username that brought me to his Facebook page that had the same name. The dude is married with like 6 kids and his wife has no idea. I created another, stupid, discreet account and messaged him asking how he knew my partner. I told him that I'd tell his wife everything, so he spilled the beans. He met her at a club and they've been dating on the side for 3 years. She never told him that I existed at all, but he was curious because there was some video that I was in and she said that I was her cousin. He had a feeling that something was going on because she was trying to break things off with him, which is likely because she did not want to bring that affair into our life when we moved in together and got married. I know, I'm a childish asshole for creating a fake account, but I was hurt and desperate. So, I'm going to leave this girl tomorrow. The only woman that I've ever truly loved was gaslighting me and betrayed me. I just wanted her to be honest, but she won't. I won't give her that chance now. I feel so angry that I want to publicly break up with her. Spill everything in front of her family, those aware of her cheating and those who have no idea. But I can't bring myself to do that. It's just not me. And I love her kid like my own. My world will be shattered when this happens. I am not really seeking advice, I just wanted to get this out and vent since I have not spoken to my friends about this. Has anyone else experienced something so crazy? How did you heal your heart? Brother, listen. Dude isn't gay. They never are. What are you doing, man? You must never marry her. At least this decision is easy, you have evidence, and multiple confirmations from people you trust. Time to walk. I can't imagine losing a child like this though, that's got to be awful for the wee one, especially because mom is from the streets. The only way forward is through, and it's best to start the purge today. Story 3. Recently found out wife cheated 10 years ago and I can't look at her the same way. I've been married for 6 years. It wasn't picture perfect, but I did love my wife very much. We have built a good life and we both put in a lot of effort to make it work. While doing some cleaning about a year ago, I found an old cell phone. Thinking it was mine, I charged it to see if I could find some old music and found out it was my wife's. I am not the jealous type and still don't know why I did this, but I started reading text messages from 2012 and found some shit that I never would have expected. By piecing a bunch of texts together, I figured out that she fucked another guy while on a work trip, while we were still dating, then made a few more work trips back to the same location at least 2 more times that summer. I confronted her about it and she claimed to not remember anything. I offered for her to read the texts on the phone, which she did and then came clean. According to her, it was a one-time thing and the other trips were strictly work-related. She offered for me to go through her Facebook messages, etc., on the spot. We stayed up for hours each night over the next week talking about it and our relationship in general, and I forgave and agreed to move on. That didn't work, so I began to see a therapist without any improvement. What kills me is, from reading the texts, there's no way it was just one time. She deleted all of the texts between the two of them, so there was clearly intent to bury it and never tell me. She was texting her friends about it. How I figured it out now, I am embarrassed that they knew about it behind my back and even more disgusted with them for encouraging it. I refuse to associate with any of them anymore, or even acknowledge them for that matter. She maintained contact with this guy on social media for years afterwards, even hit him up for work leads when we were thinking about moving down there after we got married. She showed minimal remorse and never truly owned it, in my opinion. The intrusive thoughts about them together consumed me and ate me alive for months, until I turned it into disdain and disgust towards my wife. I am desperate to do anything in order to not to throw away the last 10 years, but on the same hand, I probably would have walked away by now if it wasn't for our children. I 100% would have walked if I had found out when it happened. We have built an amazing life together and I feel like the last 10 years have been a fucking lie. I was planning on growing old with her and now I can't even look at her without feeling contempt. I think my relationship with my wife is fucked up beyond repair. I am planning on bringing it up again this weekend and am not looking forward to it, nor do I expect it to go well. At this point I'm pretty sure we're done, but I would still like to understand the why behind the infidelity to get closure. I suspect that the answer is that some people are just selfish pieces of shit. Hey my friend. I suspect she won't give you closure. Your true closure will come from her real lack of remorse and recognizing this is simply her character flaw, that she is incapable of empathy. Being able to brag about it is a pretty eye-opening tell. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed the journey and gained some valuable insights along the way. Remember, no matter what you're going through, you're never alone. Be sure to drop a comment below to let us know your thoughts, and hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for our latest stories. Until next time, keep loving and keep living.